Welcome. Today we're gonna be talking about, could an Earth-like planet be hiding in our solar system's outer reach? Now, to me, planets that are that deep, see what I'm saying? They don't get enough recognition. Let's be serious. At the end of the day, y'all, when y'all say y'all look at y'all telescopes just with your eyes and this and that and this and, buddy, you're using AI. Like, let's be serious. We're in a day and age. You can set the people that are, I guess you would say, consuming. You could set them back, keep giving them iOS, but a nigga like me knows, you already mapped out the entire solar system. If we're being very serious, very, very serious, you've already mapped out the whole set. So when you telling me, you even telling me Earth-like, just the size of it is Earth-like, we're talking about interesting manipulation, but it's very hard for me to. The whole is running before. It's literally in my brain. It's literally running before you even learn how to walk. Literally, these niggas are able to tell you everything. And this pulsar here, this one here, this here, this here, this here. Obviously, you're using certain dynamics and certain techniques that you can't use in other senses, in other situations. But nigga, for you to know nothing about the outer solar system, the shit but you have such a big brain about other shit, the shit don't really make sense. You don't even, genuinely, I take the data, but the shit don't make sense. I don't even understand how you even retrieve. Even when they do explain sometimes, I'm just ranting. Hey, let me just go on and read into this though. Among many of the mysteries, the nigga was ranting. Among many of the mysteries that make the furthest reaches of our solar system mysterious, is especially this X-shaped path of a dwarf planet called 90377 Sedna, with a 11,400 year orbit, one of the longest of any resident in the solar system, ushers the dwarf planet to 7 billion miles, 11.3 billion kilometers from the sun. Then escorts it out of the solar system, way out of the Kepler belt, 87 billion, escorting it out from 7 billion miles to 87 billion miles, and finally within the closed shell of the icy orbits within the Oor Cloud. For y'all, just something small in the Oor Cloud is just a cloud of debris. Mainly, they say it's mainly icy. If you ask me, the Oor Cloud's busy. It's a busy area. That's a place that I would be. If I'm also in the solar system or whatever, trying to check something out, you gotta also check out little areas like that, because you could find, if it's an exploded planet, you see what I'm saying? Because some people believe that the Oor Cloud was made by certain planets. The debris in the Oor Cloud is formulated by certain events that were orchestrated by these planets in the sky, and when they collide with each other, whether it be star versus planet, whether it be planet versus planet, whatever the case may be, comet versus land, just pure annihilation, rocks going in the air, and pretty much the Oort cloud sits outside of the sun's magnetic field, so it's prone to something. I mean, the sun's magnetic field protects us from interstellar radiation, from the interstellar medium. So, for this thing to be going that far to where it's almost reaching interstellar space, because apparently that's what even there was I'm gonna end up doing a video on it, but I don't want to talk too much on it. That's probably why there's the ability for certain things to be hyperbolic and non-hyperbolic. The Oor Cloud also plays a role in that, obviously, because the hyperbolicness comes from it coming from interstellar space, and since the Oor Cloud is technically outside of the sun's magnetic field, getting pretty much subdued by tons of radiation. That's why these pieces, these ice grains, whatever you want to call it, big rocks, they're probably exotic, and those things probably hold like on it, but it's hard to get to it, because once you leave, even certain parts of the sun's magnetic field are different than others, just as we have radiation belts, and you start reaching certain areas where it's just highly ionized. It's the same thing with the sun. It has certain termination points where it's highly ionized, so it's not something you want to just hang around or play with, pretty much. But that's really crazy for you to go from 7 billion miles to 87 billion miles. Finally takes it within the loose shell within the Oor Cloud. The Sedna discovery was in 2003. Astronomers have struggled to explain how such a world could have formed in seemingly such an empty region of space, where it is too far to be influenced by ice giants in the solar system, and even the Milky Way galaxy itself. I don't understand that right there. Because if you ruling out a lot of things, you see what I'm saying? If it's not an extra interstellar object, you know what I mean, like a planet that was caught by the sun, if it's not that, and it's not something that grew up in our solar system, and it's being influenced by a planet, then what the fuck is it, nigga? Like you excluding all the things that it could be just because everything that it can be is very strange. So right here, a new study suggests that a thus far undetected Earth-like planet when they say Earth-like, it's crazy to me. Planet hovering in the region that could be devoting the orbit of Sedna and is handful to the similar trans-Neptunian objects, which are countless ice bodies orbiting the sun at a gigantic distance. Many trans-Neptunian objects have oddly inclined. The egg-shaped objects, a possibility due to tug in the hidden planets, astronomers say. I mean, if a planet is back there, which I believe there are tons of planets back there. Hey, let's just jump into this real quick. They say these are hypotheticals. Believe what you want. Counter Earth, fifth planet, hypothetical. Phaeton, a planet simulated between Mars and Jupiter. Krypton, a planet that was destroyed. What the fuck, Superman. Hey, look, I'm not gonna hold you. Even if it's some goofy shit like this, Krypton sounds hard. Like, it sounds like a cool ass crystal, even though like that's what generally it is on Superman and shit. So something like, or it's a planet. So something like this is goofy, right? Like genuinely. But in our solar system, there's a planet called Mimas, and Mimas it comes from the dark stuff. Like, the games that niggas be playing, even though it seems to be in the past, and they give it, I guess you would say, an interesting counterpart in the present. as super fucking man. I don't know if that stimulates your opinion. You see what I'm saying, on whether something like this could be true, but to me it can. You look at all these. I mean, I don't know what I don't know. You look at. It's really hard. Even rings that were here that aren't here no more. The solar system is constantly changing. It got to a point, like I say, where niggas just had to start using letters, cause that's the point that we reached. You see what I'm saying? Like I say, there are big planets out there too. Everything that they seem to be finding seems to be a weak ass dwarf planet. But I'm not gonna say dwarf planets is weak, cause being on a planet with low gravity, that's hard. Like if you were to be on somewhere like Enceladus, you see what I'm saying? And Enceladus was in orbit, bro, that's live. You see what I'm saying? Like things like that could be, new life, different nature. It's kind of live. So obviously the solar system is very old, very, very old. There's a lot of events that could have taken place within that time span. There's a lot of things that could have happened, things that could have came in and out, things that could have created obviously the land that we have today. But as you can see, it's just strange that the solar system's real history is so like it's just so scattered, and this shit is ridiculous. How is everything hypothetical? Like everything that's realistic that you could actually think, like, damn, that could actually is hypothetical. You see what I'm saying? Like, without me ranting and shit. You see what I'm saying? But the quest and the quest to find hidden worlds, searching for planets lurking in the frigid edges of the solar system, is not a new concept. The so-called ninth planet is a world 10 times more massive than Earth, and is thought to be responsible for is thought to be responsible for at least 5 strange features in the solar system, including oddly inclined orbits in the Kepler belt's objects. The theoretical orb has captured the attention of many, but remains undetected. But research suggests if 9 planets exist out there, it could be residing somewhere between 37 billion miles and 74 billion miles. So when you go up here, you see that this planet, or this dwarf planet, Sedna, the furthest it goes is 87 billion miles. That's obviously 74 billion miles, 34 billion miles. So I could see there's some being, you know what I mean? Like I could see it playing Although the possibility of Planet 9 gains significant traction with research groups worldwide, the theory has also been controversial. Also, astronomers argue that highly intrinsic orbit of trans-Neptunian objects, of which Planet 9 presents, was considered necessary, could occur without the hidden planet's presence. It's another saying without the planet being there, that orbit could happen, but they're saying that low-key there has to be something there to be causing some of these intrinsic orbits, which I've also seen in other small articles of these strange orbits. And even there was a good thing I remember that there was a what's it called, a meteorite that smashed in Canada, actually. And this meteorite, when it smashed in Canada, they were able to trace it back, and they traced it back to the Oor Cloud. Now when they super traced it back, cause now they doing extra. You see what I'm saying? I don't know how they get that extra. I believe put the AI on it, but a nigga, you could tell me a nigga sat down and did it, whatever. So when he put the extra research into it, he found out that orbit didn't even make sense. Something had to have flung that object into the direction of the intersolar system. So in that sense, you just can see, and it blasted over Canada. In that sense, you can see. I mean, these are things that. Good thing y'all niggas able to track shit down like that. You know what I mean? Good shit y'all niggas able to do. I don't know how y'all niggas able to pen and paper. I doubt it, but however y'all niggas able to do that, good shit. 2021, an independent study in fact claimed the data used by the team behind the Discovery's paper first theorized that Planet 9 was biased and concluded that there's very low chance of this planet existing. In comparison, the Planet 9 was newly hypothesized, dubbed Kepler Belt Planet, okay, which can be much closer and much influential on the orbits of the Kepler belts or Kepler belt orbit, especially those beyond 4 billion miles, according to the study in the worth of illustrating that the KB or KBP has neither been directly or indirectly spotted yet. Why would you put that? The suspense on a nigga. Y'all crazy. Yet, if the KBP object within 34 billion miles, like you see the flip-flopping, it can't happen, then it hasn't happened yet, then it is like, bro, like, hey, whatever. So as you can see, first they used to believe that, I mean, objects that came from the Oor Cloud were due to stars coming close to our solar system and triggering certain manipulations and gravitational tugs, you see what I'm saying? And the manipulation causes obviously the free flying of these objects, and some of them go into the inner solar system, and that's what they usually believed, but now they're starting to believe that it may be a planet just sitting back there throwing these bitches. Now which if you ask me, I believe it is. Maybe before the planet comes, there has to be steps before the planet comes. You see what I'm saying? Like, there has to be trigger points before my nigga comes. Whatever the trigger points is, if we see the great, like, late heavy bombardment, things like that, something had to have came. You see what I'm saying? For all them asteroids, yeah, something was on its way and something was coming. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that the solar system seems to create history, but as you can see, things like this are very important, just because you don't want to not understand what's happening in your own solar system. And another thing, you don't want to not know who's in your own solar system. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna see y'all next.